Hi guys, this is Andre with the Crypto Ball, here for another quick look at an upcoming Axie Infinity competitor. And we love the Axie Infinity competitors because in order to compete with Axie Infinity, you have to have breeding, battling, and good tokenomics. And we are here to take a look at Monsta Infinite because I think it has just that. So before we get into that, I'm dressed up as a fortune teller. I'm not a financial advisor. Okay, I'm not sure if you guys are in the habit of listening to random people on the internet for your investment advice, but this is not that type of channel. These are just my opinions that I'm just sharing with you guys. I've been doing well in the blockchain space. Um, one of the first 1,000 to hit on Crypto Blades. Doing really good on DPEG. Got in at 27 cents, sold for $7. Got into PMON at about $6 to $7. D-Race at about $2. I'm really killing things right now. I've hit way more than that on the Wax blockchain. And I just feel that I'm getting into these earlier than most. So with that being said, we're just continuing that trend, taking a look into the crystal ball to see if Monsta Infinite is good enough for us to ROI. Are we early enough to ROI if we invest in Monsta Infinite? Let's take a look. So, like I said, this is Monsta Infinite, a competitor to Axie Infinity. And I think that if they do it correctly when it comes to breeding and battling, that they will be able to do so. Their marketing team for Monsta Infinite is exceptional. They have reached out to a bunch of the people on YouTube that are making these videos and made them ambassadors, and they're telling a bunch of people about this project. The whitelist for this project had the maximum amount that they would allow. They had to close the whitelist. Just an absurd amount of eyes are being looked at towards Monsta Infinite. So, Monsta is an enigmatic and peculiar species living in Shawnee, and they are from the age before dinosaurs. But now they have a catastrophic threat, Jalaka. They may be eradicated if the situation remains the same, so they wake their earliest ancestors, the Inception Monsta, from dormancy. Inception Monsta use their unique biological network to contact humans through blockchain technology. They seek our leadership and guidance to bring victory to their homeland. As a reward, they will grant us their most valuable resource in the planet, Stamentelis, and reckon you as their master for helping them to defeat Jalaka. So, essentially, this uses the same battle system as Axie Infinity, but in order to increase competition and give it a more skill-based value, they kind of have this Candy Crush thing going on. So, in the middle of your battle, like you would with Axie Infinity, when you're picking your cards and all that, you're also playing this puzzle game. And if you match 3 puzzle in the puzzle system, your moves may do more damage, or you may take less damage if you're hit. It just adds a competitive in-game battle experience to increase the excitement and challenges in the game. And I really think that this is valuable. The reason that I think that this is valuable is because in an Axie Infinity, if you have a bad team, or if your Axies are just not cream of the crop and you somehow make it to a high rank, you could be playing meta decks that just beat the shit out of you, right? Because your Axie can't compete with the superior Axies of your opponent. And so, you're kind of stagnated at your rank because as you rank up, you're of course going to play more meta-defined teams. And so, in Monsta Infinite, maybe that's not the case, right? We don't really know. Maybe in Monsta Infinite, if you're really good at this puzzle system, you could have a kind of mediocre team, but you can still compete with those meta decks if you are really good or have good luck with this puzzle system. So I think that that's a different type of variance in battle, and I think that it could make the best Axies even better for the top players, right? If you're really good with this puzzle system and you have good Axies, you're going to be a force to be reckoned with, right? Because everyone else may just have good Axies or mediocre Axies, but with good puzzle skills. It's going to be very rare to have someone be really good in this puzzle system and be really good with their team. And the people that are able to mix both of those things together will be our top players. And I think that that's something to really think about, because this is the first thing that they're showing you on the website. Hey, look at this. We have this runestone alliance system. It's to make the battle system more competitive, right? So they have survival, defeat Jalaka to gain EXP points and stop Mentelis for your team, save Monsta, and help them reclaim their homeland. Monsta War, train Monsta, level up their confidence by challenging other Monsta at the dozo, defeat other players to gain glory for your Monsta, and make them the strongest hero of the nation. Synthesis cloning, grow your Monsta army. The most advanced Monsta cloning technology bring you rare and robust species. Your Monsta army can be strengthened by augmentation. Sacrifice weaker Monsta as an offering to the Shani god. So, once again, we see Monsta Infinite take a look at Axie Infinity's problems and build upon it. One of the major issues in Axie Infinity is that there's an infinite number of Axies. They're incentivizing you to breed, but you can't destroy Axies in Axie Infinity as of now. What they're saying is, in Monsta Infinite, you sacrifice those weaker monsters to strengthen the better ones. So, the monsters are not infinite because you always want to be burning them to strengthen your augmentation. And so it has better tokenomics than Axie Infinity when it comes to the NFTs, because there's an infinite number of Axie Infinity NFTs. Here, it will be not infinite because all the weaker ones are going to be destroyed in order to grow the better ones. And then pulled it right out of Axie Infinity's book, The Monsta War. Hey, you defeat an opponent, you get rewarded in Monsta. And then this is the PvE mode of Monsta Infinite, where, it just works in the rest of the game. Similar how Axie Infinity has a campaign mode, just allows people that don't want to play PvP to still be able to gain Monsta and probably some rewards. So, really important to have good tokenomics when we're talking about an Axie Infinity competitor. And this makes it superior, in my opinion, to Axie Infinity because the NFTs are not being generated infinitely, right? They won't have to change the tokenomics of the coin, right? In Axie Infinity, they changed tokenomics of ASX, they changed tokenomics of SLP because they want to and they want to incentivize, sorry about that, breeding, and they want to make this coin flow through their economy, right? In Monsta Infinite, they don't really have to change the tokenomics of the coin Monsta because the NFT is already deflationary. So they don't have to slow breeding any more than Axie Infinity ever would, because we're doing it for them in order to strengthen our Monsta armies. Let's take a look here at the roadmap. So they came up with this idea February 2021. They outsourced talent in March, smart contracts in April, game logic planning in May, then in June, theme and art creation, pre-marketing. So they're right here on track. This is the Monsta Barter. They just gave an auction for their Inception Monstas, kind of like the Genesis Monstas of this game. And they're sold out. So if you would want an Inception Monsta, I'm sure that they're going to be worth a pretty penny, because they're probably going to be the strongest ones in the game. And then the contract audit on September 7th, pre-sale September 8th. So the pre-sale for this game for people that were in the first whitelist will be September 8th. For people that were in the second pre-sale whitelist, that will be September 15th, followed by an IDO, and then the marketplace launch, and so on and so forth. Their beta testing for the game is in this year, December 15th, and the public game launch is going to be Q1 of next year. I think that this is going to be a viable competitor to Axie Infinity because of the things that I mentioned. A more competitive battle system. They still have PvE so that you don't have to play against other players. They are bringing in a format where the NFTs are not infinite, right? And there's always going to be a price point on the lowest ones, because if you have a bunch of weak ones, you can make your stronger ones stronger. So it kind of puts a floor price on these NFTs. And I think that that is incredibly important for an Axie Infinity competitor. In a matter of fact, I would go so far to say that Monsta Infinite is my favorite Axie Infinity competitor, even pushing out my DeFi pet, because my DeFi pet has had a bunch of issues. I'm hoping that Monsta Infinite does not repeat those problems from my DeFi pet. So, with that being said, let's take a look at their white paper. So they started Monsta Infinite. The inception of Monsta Infinite idea was in February. Our team's initial plan was to fork Axie Infinity and copy it on every possible aspect, as we see the potential of a lower entry cost Axie-like game. Who doesn't like to be a part of a new MMORPG server where that player could apply their existing experience and knowledge, but with everything timed back to origin? However, the deeper our commitments are put into development and planning, we came to realize there are different problems rooted in all NFT games, and we thought maybe we could make a difference. So, essentially what they're saying is the problem with these other games is pay to win, overpopulated pets and characters, and absence of player hierarchy. And this is what we were talking about. Overpopulated pets and characters is probably the biggest problem with Axie Infinity. And they're trying to resolve that. And then, of course, the player hierarchy. MOBA game has been a huge success as it provides enjoyment to all different hierarchies of players get to match with other players that are in the same range of capacities. And yeah, pretty much they're stating that their vision is to fix those problems. So make blockchain gaming a fun and inspiring reality, enhance technology, create a virtual world filled with vibrant community and art, accelerate the realization of universal basic income. All right, so let's move on to the tokenomics of Monsta Infinite. A little deeper dive than what we were doing before. They were kind enough to give us this graphic. They're saying that with a market cap of 1.7 million, that would be a 2x from its initial price. A 5x would be 4.4 million. A 10x would be almost 9 million. A 25x would be 23 million. A 50x would be 45 million. A 616x would be 551 million. Here's the thing, right? The people that are going to make these type of returns are going to be the ones that get in so early and then they just sit on it, right? Because in order for this game to get the type of market cap that Axie Infinity has, it's taken Axie Infinity years to get to that point, right? And so we're going to have a full-fledged game in order to get, 616 times, in my opinion. Speculation can push this to great numbers, and I do think that we're all going to make money if we get into this early enough. Not financial advice, just my opinion. Not financial advice. Do your own research. Not financial advice. But I do think that there's a good opportunity for us to make a 10x, a 25x. I do think that Monsta Infinite is offering us that. And, it seems like they're learning from Axie Infinity quite a bit. This is in their white paper, they already have an anti-cheat mechanism that gets rid of tampering and bots. They're really trying to think ahead so that they don't encounter some of these problems. They don't say much about, their team. So that could be, a little bit disheartening. But join their social media, engage with these people, do your own research, and, they're marketing really well. Monsta Infinite is marketing very well, and they're really gaining a lot of traction when it comes to getting people excited about their game. and I, for one, am excited about their game. Are you excited about Monsta Infinite? If so, put it in the comments. I'm going to link all of these in the description so that you guys can learn more about the project. Make sure you follow them on social media and make sure that you do your own research. If you have another project that you think is as good as Monsta Infinite, maybe even better, or anything that you want me to look at, please put it down in the comments. And also any constructive criticism as well. Just trying to build a community around blockchain gaming and try and spread the wealth on some of these home runs that I've been finding. But yeah, my name is Andre, and I'll see you guys on the next video.